Week 7, a lot of teams didn't make it. I'm Lionel Vital. Stay tuned right here on Top 10. All right, guys, this is week 7 of my weekly Top 10. Starting with number 10, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, the Steelers, everybody counted them out. This week on defense, they did it. TJ Watts had an interception, guys. TJ Watts is a monster. He rushes, and now he's picking balls up. Pittsburgh was my number 10. Number 9 this week, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville went to New Orleans, okay? It's tough to win in the Superdome. They pulled the win out. They ended up in my top 10. Jacksonville is a good football team. Number 8, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys this week had the week off. Maybe they need it because they've been up and down. But the Cowboys are a legitimate number 10 team. They are my number 8 this week. Number 7, the Buffalo Bills. Now the Bills are going downhill. They started in my top 5. Now they're down to 7. The Buffalo Bills are sort of losing some steam. Buffalo, you better pick it up. You're my number 7. Number 6, the Cleveland Browns. Now Cleveland's consistent with their defense. They will knock you around. They're big and they're tough. They got to get it together with the quarterback situation. But Cleveland finds ways to win, and they pulled another late victory out this week. Cleveland Brown is my number 6. My number 5 this week is Miami Dolphins, and I like to talk Miami because I love Tua. Now, Miami has sort of had a loss this week. They're my number 5 team. They're still in the top 5. They went to Philadelphia, a tough place to win. So Miami is still in the mix in my top 5. My number 4 this week are the San Francisco 49ers, my favorite. They have taken a skid. They've lost the last 2 weeks, and last night they lost to the Minnesota Vikings. Come on, San Francisco. San Francisco's got all the talent, and they got the coaching, and they got the organization, but they're starting to skid a little bit. San Francisco is now my number 4, but they'll come back. My number 3 is Baltimore. Now, I've always said great things about that organization. They have it all. They know what they're doing. Now Lamar is playing good football. Just when we thought Detroit Lions was legit, they go to Baltimore and get crushed. They get crushed 38-6. Baltimore is in my top 3 with that defense. My number 2 team this week is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Philadelphia has been consistent ever since last year, and they're just rolling right into this season. Philadelphia is my number 2 team. Jalen Hurts is the star in the league right now. I love Philly. That's my number 2 team. And my number 1 team this week is the Kansas City Chiefs. Casey, how can you go against Patrick Mahomes? Him and Kelsey and Coach Andy Reid and all those guys, that team, what a team. They're playing great ball. They've been consistent. You can't beat them in Arrowhead. Come on. KC is my number 1 team this week in the National Football League. The top rookies this week, I normally go with 3. My top 3 rookies this week. First, I'll start with Jordan Edison. Last night, Minnesota Vikings. Jordan Edison did a great job. He showed that he's a beast. He went 7 for 123 versus the San Francisco 49ers defense. Yeah, Edison had a great night last night. He's one of my top 3 rookies. The second rookie I want to talk about is a rookie named Jake Bobo. Jake Bobo out of UCLA. Jake Bobo did a toe tap catch in the end zone. I mean, this guy just pulled the ball out the air, drug his feet, and got the touchdown. Jake Bobo had a good day for Seattle on Sunday. The last guy I want to talk about, and this is the new guy of the week. This guy is Tyson Baguette out of Shepherd College. Now, does anybody know where Shepherd College is? It's in Pennsylvania. Tyson Baguette substituted in there for Justin Fields. Justin Fields may not get his job back. This guy looked great out there. The team played well for him. He was poised. He led them. He had leadership. Tyson Baguette looked nice. Watch Tyson Baguette, guys. He was one of my top 3 rookies of the week. Tyson Baguette. All right, Pam, I know they're asking those questions. Hey, come on in here and help us out with that.
Hello, everybody. I am Pamela Lowery, and you know what? We received some great questions over these past few days. Now, Reggie from Dallas says 2 losses in a row from San Francisco. What's going on with that?
You know, I just think the 49ers, they kind of got a little, careless with some things, but there's nothing that they can't fix. Debo's out, but that's a legit team. I'm not worried about San Francisco. They'll be back. Don't worry about San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, so obviously Lionel is pulling for this team, but what happened to the Detroit Lions? Okay, that was crazy.
I was taken aback by that. I didn't see it coming. I mean, 38-6 Detroit. When they were my Cinderella team, like moving up my top 10. Now I had to kick them out. It was so embarrassing. 38-6. I mean, they got beat up. They weren't even competitive. And they looked like the old Detroit. It was awful. So I'm sure Dan Campbell's going to get them fixed.
All right, now, so Reggie asked some good questions. He says, rookie Tyson Baguette looks good for the Bears. Now, can Justin Fields, is he going to lose his job?
Well, I know how these organizations do their business, okay? Listen, Justin Fields early in the year said some things about that coaching staff, and they don't forget those type things. Tyson Baguette comes in there, and they play well. He makes plays. He throws a touchdown. He leads them on 3 drives, 2 touchdowns. And he looks natural out there. So watch Tyson Baguette because he belongs. So Justin Fields, you're in trouble.
He was a wild card. So, coming from that smaller school, you never know. There's gyms at every college. Now, as we talk about gyms at every college, hello, everyone. We love some Deion Sanders. But they got some serious games coming up. Will Colorado get back on track?
I looked at their schedule and, the Washington States, the UCLA this week, the Utahs, and all those guys. It's going to be tough. Arizona, it's going to be tough for them to win a game. And I pull for Deion. I like the story. But if he could win one game out of the next 4 or 5, he's earned it. It's going to be tough to win a game. I looked at the opponents. It's going to be tough to win games because those guys are big, physical, and tough, the teams that he's going against. Similar to Oregon.
So what would it take for a team, for Deion's team? What would it take for something like that?
You have to get some guys hurt on the opponent's team. It's just they have better players than Deion has on the offensive and defensive lines, and they're proven. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Deion. If he wins one game out of the next 5, then he's really earning it. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm a Deion fan. I don't see it.
Okay. So you know what? You see what he's saying. He doesn't see it. But we know that anything can happen. If you have any questions, make sure that you tune in and tap in and put it in the chat right here on Top 10.
So a tough week in the NFL. A lot of favorite teams bit the dust. It just goes to show you in the National Football League on a given Sunday, anything can happen. So just remember, everybody loves football.